Hello and welcome to English Capsules. Today's capsule, Happy New Year. Get your coffee ready and let's get started.
Hello and welcome, everyone. Today, this is a special episode. It is the last of the year. So, we are going to be debating some of the traditions that come together with this special day.
Oh,
Listed some of the most popular or some of the ones that we know. Uh, and we can start with these 12 grapes traditions.
I had never heard of this tradition until I came to live in Spain.
Mhm.
And this is normally, I don't know, well, if you tune TV while you are in Argentina, you can see because they do like they record the whole event. So people get together at Sol, Plaza Sol. Yes. And they go there with funny hats and all of this, and 12 grapes. Because there, if you have a look, there is one building that has a tall tower, and that tall tower has got a carrillon. I don't know what would be the translation for that. It's like a big ball that falls.
Okay.
Yes. And after the big ball falls, you start hearing bells.
Mhm.
Yes. So those bells tell you when you have to swallow, because you have to swallow one grape. You do
Mhm.
one grape for every month of the year. Yes?
That's why it is
And
12.
that's why it's 12. And according to tradition, if you fail to eat one of the grapes or something, yes, it's because that month is going to be bad luck for you the following year. Yeah.
Okay.
So we were trying to determine the conditions in which this is a safe thing to do. And I have to say that, first of all, people do it from a very early age. So I think that they are very used to doing this.
Okay, they have
Uh,
training.
yeah, here you can buy grapes that don't have seeds. So that's a very important part. And the most fundamental one is that you buy small grapes.
And how long do you have to, how much time do you have to eat these grapes? 1 minute? No.
1 minute to eat the 12, I think.
You have to eat 12 grapes in 1 minute. That's the thing.
Well, I'm not sure because I was never clear about this. I know that there is one part that is called the quarters, and you don't eat grapes during the quarters, and then it's when the 12 bells begin to ring and you have to
Ah,
eat.
okay. So it's like a very organized tradition, we can say, because they have like steps, they have like special places, the special
Well,
objects.
and I was telling you that they have a rehearsal because on December the 30th, yes, they have what is called preuvas. So this is like the rehearsal of what's going to happen the following day.
I think it is
So
they can do it, the Spanish can do it because as we said before, they have training. Because if they start doing it by a very early age, well, you get trained. But it's like difficult to start all of a sudden with something like this because you have to keep up with the timing.
So, what about our second tradition in the list?
The second tradition that we have here is wearing red underwear for New Year's Eve. But most importantly, this has to be new red underwear. And I have to confess that I used to do this because my grandma used to give us, me and my sisters and my cousins, she used to give us red underwear for New Year's. The day before, like, I mean, it wasn't the day before, it was like the week before because she gave us pink underwear for Christmas and red underwear for New Year's Eve. So we had every year at least two new underwear. But the colors were very specific, and you had to wear that during that night. Like, okay, you on the 31st of December, you go, you have a shower, and then you put the red underwear on.
I was thinking now that we're discussing this that here is very common to find red underwear with like Merry Christmas or Be Naughty or things like this that people give
Okay.
as presents for Christmas. So they give it to you as a present for Christmas so you can wear it for New Year. I never understood the pink underwear. I always got pink underwear too, but I don't know why you needed pink underwear.
Why pink? No idea. No, I don't know.
Because this one that is red is both for men and women. Like men should
Yeah,
also wear red underwear, but the
for
pink is
everyone.
not for men.
Right.
So if someone knows, maybe they can tell us. Okay, there is another tradition that I heard of, but I'm not sure where this comes from.
Okay.
So it's burning old calendars, burning or getting rid of old calendars before the new year begins.
Hmm?
I take it that is as a way of cleansing your
Yeah.
house for New Year.
Letting go of the old things in order to receive the new ones. We were investigating a little bit before we start this episode, and there are many other traditions around the world. So the question for the audience in today's episode is going to be, what other New Year's Eve traditions do you know? Or what other New Year's traditions do you practice, let's say?
They can drop a comment either here on Spotify, in YouTube, or our Instagram account, The English Capsules.
So, something else that we wanted to mention in this episode is New Year's Eve resolutions. We can we can tell our audience what this means, what resolutions means.
So I started hearing about resolutions like not long ago. I don't remember. I don't have the recollection of this being part of my childhood or anything like that.
Mhm.
So resolutions are things that you decide that you want to do the following year, like things that you want to change, you want to explore. So it's like setting goals.
The first time I heard about the word resolutions, I remember it was in the English Academy, learning English, and we were learning the verb tense going to. So there was a list of a girl's list saying, for next year, I'm going to travel to France. Next year, I'm going to. So it was listing with using going to all the resolutions for the following year. And for me, as a child, it was like strange because I said, what is this? And then many years after, when I became an adult, I uh, found this that it was fashionable again to, or it was fashionable in our country to start writing objectives for the following year. Um, which is very, I find it really good because it's like you set the objectives based on the things that you wish. And once a psychologist told me, my therapist at that time told me that it was good because you could see your goals, because it's not the same to think about your goals that to write them down and
Mhm.
to see them physically so that you can see what you want to achieve, and it makes it like more achievable in a way because you see them all the time, so you don't lose the track, right? You stay on path.
That makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. Yes, of course these resolutions have to be maybe like uh, achievable things, not crazy things like I will travel to the moon. Well, no, down to earth resolutions.
So I was doing like a quick research, trying to see what are the most common resolutions. Yes,
Okay.
and the ones at the top of the list, well, the four first ones are all related to health because the first one is to eat healthier. The second is to work out more, which we have to say this is seen. There is evidence of this because most people start January enrolling in gymnasiums. Then
Yes.
then they don't
They
go.
then drop. They drop. Okay, but at least they have the intention of changing this.
We have drink less, and this one is, I think this is impossible because it's manage stress.
Oh, well, yeah. Give me the recipe and I'll do it.
I
Well,
think that going to the moon suddenly seems more feasible.
well, but maybe what they mean with this is that during the year you can start looking for tools or strategies in order to learn how to manage your stress. So when you get stressed, you know how to handle it. Maybe it's a it's not a bad goal, it's a good idea.
It's like one resolution that needs 1,000 mini resolutions prior to it. I would say let's finish this episode, yes,
Okay.
by thinking what would be a good New Year resolution as a student, not as a
Hmm.
teacher. What would be a good New Year resolution as a student?
So, of course, our audience is invited to leave comments, as we always say, in any channel of your choice.
My resolution would be to expose myself more to English. We have discussed this a lot this year.
Mm. Yeah, we
So
have.
my resolution would be to listen to more music, watch more shows in English, read books in English, why not?
Mhm.
So that would be my resolution as a student. Would you have one as a student?
As a student, to challenge myself more, because you were mentioning like the input, but the output is also important. So, okay, get all the input and then practice. Try to produce something in order to check if how confident you are, how ready you feel, how much English you have learned. So challenge yourself. I would
So
be.
with these people, I think we're ready to say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.